Jean tries to reconcile with Seo, but Seo is still very angry and tells Jean that she should not mess with her brother because she will not allow it. Then Jean works to improve the relationship between June and their father after several attempts. She finally convinces him to say goodbye to his father as he travels. June drives his father to the airport and remains silent beside him until his father starts a conversation, and he says they are similar about how they both remain silent when stressed before June's father leaves. He asks for a hug from June. For the first time ever, June agrees, and Jean feels happy, thanking June for respecting her and listening to her advice. And when Seo finds out about Jin's efforts to improve their relationship with their father, she tells June she won't appreciate Jean for it because Jean has made too many mistakes and shouldn't be her friend anymore. It turns out that June has to return to his job in the United States for 3 years, and when he tells Jean he will be gone for so long, Jean is shocked. Then she tells him she's happy for his success at work. However, Jean struggles not to show her sadness and tries to pretend to be happy for him. June invites Jean to a fancy dinner and confesses his love for her, promising that everything will be fine with her mother when he returns. But Jean decides to be honest about her feelings, and she tells June not to deceive himself, then explains that she can't continue the relationship, and she justifies her decision by saying she is older and that June has a promising future ahead, and it would be selfish of her to hold him back because she needs someone who can always be by her side, which he can't do. June is sad by her words, but respects Jin's decision. Then they bid each other farewell, affirming their love for each other, and they separate while crying. A year and a half later, Sung is getting married and invites June to the wedding. When June arrives at the wedding hall, he sees Jean standing next to a man who is joking with her and touching her cheek, and June thinks he is her new boyfriend. But when Jean sees June, she turns her face away and pretends not to see him. To avoid meeting him, June passes by Jean without greeting her and watches her throughout the wedding, unable to hide his feelings, despite his attempt to look good for Sung. And when June returns to his apartment, which he had lent to a colleague, he reminisces about the memories he had with Jean there and decides to go back to America. At this time, Jean is living alone and has become close friends with Jong, to whom she confides her troubles. This is because Seo has cut ties with Jean. Then Jean feels uncomfortable with her new boyfriend, who was merely her mother's suggestion, and decides to leave him because he is indifferent to her and cares only about his work. Later, Jean decides to try to mend her relationship with Seo again, so she visits Seo's cafe. Subscribe for the next episode.